Here's that scary rain slicker. We're coming out here in a rainstorm right now. We'd have to take this sucker off and get wet. As soon as he saw this come off, he done bolted away. So we're just gonna kind of let it blow a good distance away in the wind. There we go. He still wants to move away. Just kind of stop blowing it for a second. Get him to stop. Go back to doing what you're doing. I told you, they don't like these yellow slickers. I found out the hard way once when I was young. I took on a yellow slicker to go catch horses in the rainstorm. And, you know, I was young and new to all this. And I couldn't catch a single one. And I was like, well, okay, let me take the slicker off. And I did. And I was able to catch them all and get them in. But I was soaking wet. So if you want to stay dry, you might want to do this one to your horse. Especially in Texas, and I know a lot of other states have just rain showers just pop up out of nowhere too. But we're well known for it here in Texas. If you don't like the weather, just stay 5 minutes and it'll change for you. The other thing about that is, here in Texas on a hot summer day, we all want to do what we can to go to heaven. But I did have an old man tell me one time, well, at least if I didn't make it to heaven, I'm already used to the temperature down in hell. He's just not comfortable with this one at all, is he? We're going to do it until he's standing and we get a lick and a chew. That's what it's all about. You got to get that lick and chew. You got to do it until they're comfortable. You don't just sit there and shake. You know, and then you got people who say flooding. Everything you do in an instance is flooding. You know, I'm giving the horse retreat. Now when I'm rubbing it on them, technically, I guess you would consider that flooding, because they're not getting away from it. But at the same time, they're not trying to. So I'm not holding it on him while he's trying to go away. If he does go away, it comes off. And when he stops, we come back. So there's retreat. But you're going to have some of these internet horse trainers. Oh, that's flooding. You touched him you're flooding him. You know, there's a billion ways to get the same outcome. But we got a lot of closed-minded people who think that their way is the only way. Now, I'm a little older. Now, I got some people thinking that I'm not. I've had some comments where they think I'm just some young kid. Thank y'all for that, by the way. But I am not. Not a young kid at all. I'm much older than what y'all must believe. And so it kind of shows through some of my old school ways. I'm more old school. I don't mind some of the new things. But I will say that there's some of the old things that just get the job done a lot better. Yeah, I mean, I've got kids that are probably the age y'all think that I am. Got several of them probably the age that y'all think that I am. So, but I do appreciate it. It does make me feel like I look good. I appreciate y'all. It's alright, buddy. You want to wear it? You want to stay dry? Now, when this horse was here with us before, we were able to put blankets on him. Well, we did everything with him. We saddled him, drove him. But you can saddle him now. It's he's not really ready for it. He's kind of jumpy. It's kind of a task. And so all these things, it's going to make that job easier. I mean, why do one job and fight and work hard when you can take and make that job easy, and then it's not so scary for the horse, and then he's going to take to it faster. If I forced the saddle on him every day and just took the time and didn't go through this desensitizing, I could get there to where it's probably easy to put the saddle on, but it's going to take some time. He's going to fight it for longer. If he's desensitized, and he's not so spooky and nervous about everything, then that saddle's not going to bother him, and it's not going to take nowhere near as long to get him to just stand good and still, and you ain't going to have to fight him no more. And that's what we're going after. You know, back to that old school thing, people think that their horses are so much better this day and age. I'm here to tell you that a lot of these horses this day and age are spoiled. And that's a lot of the issues that I see. They're not ridden and they're not worked. And you gotta think about, say your grandfather's or great-grandfather's horse. That dude went out and rode all day long, came back in, and then, like say my grandfather's horse, he worked on him all day. And then he came in and he had 4 daughters and they all wanted a horseback ride. So then that poor old horse had to go ride all 4 daughters around at some point. And then on the weekend, that dude wasn't getting off. My grandfather was either calf roping on him, or all those daughters were out trail riding all day long. Now, those horses looked thin, but they were all muscled up and healthy as could be. Now, we still ain't got no lick and chew out of this. We're going to keep going till we do. Might not be able to video all that because I think we do have a time limit on our videos. And we got a few more items to run through here, so we might have to kind of cut here till we get that lick and chew and then come back to you with the next item. Not hurting. Looky there. Funny. It'll blow off if you move. Alright. Alright, we finally got that lick and chew, so we're on to the next item. Now this is one you run across a lot. People throw them out, they blow across the street, across the arenas, across the parking lots, across the trails. Anywhere you go, you have the danger of one of these blowing across in front of your horse and scaring the ever-loving crap out of it. So this is one of the things I would say is probably the most important to kind of get them used to. And you ever been out on the trail ride? You might be carrying your snacks in one of these, or you might be carrying your drinks in one of these, or you might ride your horse to the 7-Eleven or the beer barn and get you a few more drinks for along the way on a trail ride. And you might get one of these handy dandy plastic bags. And see, this one's so commonly seen, he must have already seen this one a bunch. This one's not bothering him nowhere near as bad. Kind of rub it on him, let it make that annoying noise. The goal is to get him to where when this blows in front of him, he's not taking off left or right. He's just gonna walk on like, hey man, that's a plastic bag. I've seen that 100 times. Alright, we got a energy drink can here. If you're at a rodeo, you're gonna drink a soda and probably drink a soda on it. It might make this noise. You don't want them used to it. A trail ride, it might be a beer or whatever. Either which way, at some point your horse is probably going to hear a can, so why would you not go ahead and desensitize them to it? It's He's not as bad with this one, kind of like the plastic bag, but and the can's not always going to make a popping noise. You don't have to go nowhere near it to the extent with this one. You just want to kind of make that pop some. Let him smell it. Yeah, it's empty. You're thirsty, huh? Me too. Too bad there ain't a full Red Bull there, huh? He'll follow us with us crinkling it. That's a sign. It's like, man, I like it better if it wasn't empty.